Happy Saturday, everybody. It's a little quick video here. This is my own personal heath kit that I use on a daily basis. If anybody's heard me on the air, it's been through this. Well, had to take her out of line. She was due for a tune-up anyway, but she's been running pretty much non-stop for a year. You can see all the dust and debris in there. It's pretty rough. Yeah, she's full of crud. Anyhow, the reason I took her out of line was that this tube, everything is de-energized, but just for the sake of safety here, this tube glows normally, bright like it should. This one, not so much. I noticed it was getting dimmer. It was dimmer than this one. So, got to thinking, I was like, gosh, I don't know. And called Luke, BBI, he said, oh, don't worry about it. Well, any of you guys know me. I can't just let it go. So anyhow, I turned it off, because this thing usually runs 24/7. So I turned it off, and I thought, well, maybe I could have a bad tube. Maybe the filament's going out on that tube there on the right, high resistance or whatever, right? So that got me to thinking, gosh, I need to take it out of there before it goes to short. Then I'll have all sorts of other issues to deal with then. So anyway, got thinking about it a little more, and I said, you know, maybe the filament pin is dirty or burnt, you know, or something. These tubes draw, I think the filament voltage, not sure, I don't remember what the voltage was for the filament, I have to look it up, but I know the amp draw is like 14 amps, I think, per tube. So that's a lot of amperage. There's a lot of current flowing through there to light these filaments on these 3500Zs. So I got it, and I flipped it over so I could check out the pins. And hold on, I'll show you guys what I found. Okay, we got to flip it to the side here. I'll show you what I found. So if you look at this tube socket, the light's not too good in here. Dang it, but they all look good. If you look down here, what do you notice right away? That this pin right here is discolored. It's been hot. You can tell it's been hot. See it? Not shiny silver like the other ones are. And you can look at the pin on the tube and actually see where it was possibly not making a good connection. So I believe what I'm going to do, now I normally run my amp for about a year, then I pull my tubes out and I put another set in. I always have a backup set of tubes, and I swap them out every year. So what I think I'm going to do is go ahead and pull these iMacs out of here, and I'm going to do a continuity test between the filament pins on each tube, and I want to see if they match. That'll tell me if this tube filament's actually getting wonky, right? So that'll rule that out. If the ohm readings are the same on those filaments, then I'll know that it is truly the pin connection. Because you got to kind of ask yourself, is it the pin connection causing the problem, or is it a high resistance in the tube that burnt the pin and made that problem appear? So you have to kind of, you know, go through the paces there. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take the tubes out, check them, and I hope they're good. Like I said, they're iMacs, so They're the original tubes that came with this amplifier back in the day. So hopefully that'll test out good. I could put those back in the box. I've got some ZGs I'll probably put in here. That's the other set that I kind of go back and forth with. And anyhow, we're gonna get that done, and I guess I'll be back for a recap, and we'll see what happens here. 73. But I think the first thing I'm gonna do is get my blower out and clean this old girl up. Anyway, more to come. Alright, I had to cut the camera there. I got it all blown out, and I've got the parasitics off that one tube and got it removed. And if you look here, I want to show everybody this, if you can see it. I'm just going to use my fingers. This is just discharged. If you look right here at this little gap, right here, right? Look at all of these. Now when you come to this discolored one, look at that gap. I don't know if the camera's going to see it. There you go. See how open it is on the end? And you can tell that it's loose. You can check the others. See how tight these are? Yeah, look how loose that is. You can tell it's gotten pretty hot. And if you look at the tube itself, hopefully the camera will pick this up as we come around. Look at that pin. See how discolored it is? That joker got hot. Not only did it get hot, but it actually dropped solder off the end of the pin. See it? All the others are soldered over, and that one pin is not. So definitely an issue. So I ohmed out my filament, and I've got good continuity, no resistance on the filament. So the filament should be good. I do know, I've read the data sheets on these tubes. If you run these too low of a filament voltage, you will drastically shorten the life of the tube. I'm hoping that I caught it soon enough. I really hope I caught it soon enough. I didn't do any damage to the tube itself. But anyhow, I'm going to repair that pin, clean it up, get it soldered back. I'm going to see what I can do with the socket here. See if I can clean it up in here so it makes better contact. And see if I can get it to close better, because right now it's a little too soft. And new tube socket might be in my future here, but see if I can get it going for now. Anyway, I'm going to pause the video and I'll be back on the next segment. Okay, I had to work the socket here a little bit. You can remove these outer, let me get back in focus here. You can remove this outer metal strap that goes around it. Basically, it is just a spring steel, right? So I had to take this one off. Actually, when I went to remove it, I just barely touched it and it fell off. It was so sprung from the heat. So I did get it bent back straight. I cleaned out the actual socket and bent everything back together, put that back. As you can see now, there's barely, look at the camera there, there's barely any gap in the bottom at all. In fact, some of the other pins are gapped a little more. See how they're supposed to touch, right there. See how they're touching. So that's what you want to see. So now we definitely we should be okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the repair on the tube, and it'll be time to put it all back together and see what happens. I'll be back. Alright, here we go. Check this out. I got the tube pins soldered back together. It was this one right here on the top. Had to figure out a way to keep the tube upright and solder it, so I used this little miniature waste basket to keep the tube upright so I wouldn't drop it. Hopefully it doesn't end up in a trash can. But anyway, there she is. We're gonna put her back together and give her a test here momentarily. Alright, we're back on the video here. So I got her plugged in and gonna switch it on and we'll see what we see here on these filaments. Alright, look at that. Look at that, 2 bright filaments. That's awesome. That is awesome. I didn't put the shield back over yet because I wanted to be sure it worked before I fought that. That's a nightmare, that outer shield. Cool. I will say that is a success. Just in time for tonight's check-in too. Alright guys, 73. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you ever have any problems with these SBs, just hit me up. Later.